Right now we're going to talk about features v benefits. Wait, that should be a versus. A lot of people tend to use a lot of features in their copy, but don't explain the benefits, and this is a huge problem for the end consumer. If you're very used to your product and you know everything about it, explaining the features makes total sense. But if you're the end user and you're coming across this product for the first time, then it's very confusing to see features without benefits. Now, what are these features and benefits? Let's explain by trying to sell a computer. Let's go. So let's say we were trying to sell this here computer. How would we do it? Well, if you wanted to list out a bunch of features, it's pretty easy, but it's not super helpful. So for example, if I wanted to just feature sell, I can say, this computer has 8 gigabytes of RAM. It also has a 27-inch display. It also has a quad-core processor. But you know what? These things aren't that useful in determining if I should buy this computer. Now you can sell this computer to a technical person because they'll already know what the benefits are. But let's say someone walks in your store and you're trying to sell them this computer and they don't really know which one to buy, they don't really care how much you spend, but they need the right computer. Well, you need to tell them some benefits. And that goes a lot like this. So instead of you having just 8 gigabytes of RAM, you tell them it makes opening files in web browsers super fast and there's 0 lag time. This is something they can relate to, right? Whenever they're sitting at their browser and there's a ton of tabs open and it's going really slow, you can show them that aggravation that you have whenever you see that too, and that because of the 8 gigabytes of RAM, this computer is lightning fast, right? So what else would we show as a benefit? Well, we'll show 27-inch display. Okay, yeah, the display is big, but what can you do with it? This display is so big you can easily multitask or even use it as a TV. I do this all the time, use it as a TV, and sometimes I just watch YouTube videos and TV directly on here instead of transferring it over to the real TV. That's the benefit of a huge display, plus you can split screen window, you can multitask, it's great. Those are benefits. The other thing is quad-core processor. A lot of people won't know what the heck this means, right? But if you could say you could do multiple things at the same time, like watch YouTube while rendering an HD video at the same time. You can go into other examples and benefits of how having a quad-core processor can help you multitask and why that's important nowadays. So if you do a lot of video editing, Photoshop, other things, and you have to watch video and images and browse the web at the same time, quad-core comes in real handy. So that's how you explain features versus benefits, okay? And usually features and benefits go well together. You don't have to do just one or the other. Explain the technical stuff, that's great, but also show them the benefits. Remember that next time you're writing a piece of copy. Okay, now you can tell the difference between features and benefits pretty easily, right? Let's try it on something else. How about a piano? Now imagine we're trying to sell this here piano. If we were to sell all feature-based, it would kind of sound something like this. Yes, this piano is made of the finest ivory, and the paint is actually specially imported from Nicaragua, made from black paint beans. That sounds cool and all, but at the same time, it doesn't mean anything. In the benefits world, I would say something along the lines of, yeah, this keyboard is actually made from like super high grade material. The paint is even imported from Nicaragua, which means that it's going to look like this for about 100 years before it ever wears down. Other pianos, after about a couple of years, they tend to wear down. But if you're keeping this for a lifetime, this is the keyboard that you got to go with. More features would include the internal processing unit on this keyboard is an 8-core quad processor that can simultaneously process many different MIDI files at the same time. Once again, that's pretty cool, but at the same time, wouldn't it be better to just say, this keyboard actually has a super strong CPU, so that means you can press all the keys at once and it'll still work. A lot of keyboards, they have a very weak one, so there's a slight delay, and if you press too many keys at the same time, they don't work and it doesn't sound realistic. So if you want realistic sounding music, this is the keyboard to go with. Sounds a lot better, huh? It makes it seem more human, and you can see the end benefits of what you're gonna get rather than just like technical specs of something. So that's the difference between features and benefits. As you can see, explaining the features and benefits together can be very beneficial. So what about an online example? For example, here's a Southwest Airlines whenever they promote their mileage card. You get 50,000 free miles whenever you sign up for this card. Now that's great, but I have no idea if I'm seeing this for the first time, like what 50,000 miles means. Maybe if you're super familiar with the system, it means something to you, but if I'm just walking by in the airport, that doesn't mean too much if it's the first time I'm seeing it. I'm like, is that $50,000 worth of flights or 50,000 like actual miles through the air? Like what does that even mean? So the way you would explain the benefits of this is by saying, hey, you get 50,000 free miles, but then also saying that equates to 2 free round trip tickets anywhere in the United States. Now, whenever I'm walking by the airport and randomly see this, I'm like, 2 free round trips? Whoa, I want to see that. That's the difference between a feature and a benefit. So I implore you, next time you're writing copy, make sure that you add features, but also the benefits. Meld them together nicely and make them play well. Don't just list features that no one understands. Anyways, I hope you learned something, and I'm going to take the elevator home, so I'll see you later.